One minute you're making friends.
Hello. Hello.
Next minute you're being hissed at.
But it's hissing at me, so are they gonna attack me?
This walk escalated quickly. This walk starts in a place you might not expect, a church car park. We parked right by St Mary's Church in Lawford, a classic English village church. Quiet, understated, and the kind of place that feels like it's been here for centuries. I've actually never been inside, which feels slightly wrong given how many times I've started a walk here one day. From the church, the route begins along a tarmac road. You'll probably notice a private road, no entry sign. But don't worry, that's for cars. Pedestrians are absolutely fine. It does feel slightly like you're doing something you shouldn't, but you're not. Completely allowed. Pretty quickly, the walk takes you through farmland. And this one of those moments where the countryside quietly delivers. We saw horses, chickens, and even a few goats. All very relaxed, just going about their day. We were quite lucky actually. On the way back, they all completely disappeared. So this is your reminder. Enjoy the animals early. They don't wait around for second viewings.
Do you like scratches? Like no scratches. Oh. Oh, there is another one with a beard. Do they?
We also spotted a pheasant, which as usual reacted like we would completely ruined its day. Around this area there are also woodlands where you can see bluebells in spring. We were just a little too early this time, so instead of a full display we got the coming soon version. From there, the path continues down towards Dedham and Flatford. You'll pass under a railway bridge, and from that point on, it starts to feel more like proper countryside. The path changes to normal tarmac. It becomes a dirt track, which means after rain, it can get muddy. Not dramatically so, but enough to make you pay attention to where you step in. It's also worth noting this section isn't particularly pushchair friendly. It narrows in places and can get a bit uneven. At first, the path takes you through a slightly enclosed stretch, a bit of greenery either side, but then it opens up. And that's where the walk really comes into its own. Wide fields, big skies, and that sense of space you don't really get in town. You'll often see sheep out here, along with swans and quite a few geese. It's also a great spot for photography. I've brought my camera here a few times and it's one of those places that just works in almost any light. The walk itself is easy, mostly flat and very straightforward to follow. You don't feel like you need to constantly check directions. You just walk. Eventually, the path brings you alongside the water. This is actually the River Stour, not a canal, although it does look like one in places. And this whole area is part of Dedham Vale, often called Constable Country, because the painter John Constable used these exact landscapes in his work. So it feels a bit like you've stepped into a painting that's not far off. Following the river, you'll arrive at Flatford, a National Trust site, and this is a very well-timed stop. There's a cafe, a small shop, outdoor seating, and toilets. All the essentials. The cafe overlooks the river, and it's one of those places where it's worth it actually sitting down for a bit. They serve hot and cold drinks, along with simple foods like soups and sausage rolls, exactly what you want at this point in the walk. There is also a thatched cottage nearby which quietly steals the show. Just next to this area there are open gardens you can visit, and they're free. Unfortunately for us, they were closed. We missed the opening by a matter of days, which felt slightly unfortunate. From here, you're right on the border between Essex and Suffolk, and if you want to extend the walk, you can continue across the field towards Dedham Vale. Another really beautiful area, probably one for another time. Although it's worth knowing those fields can get very muddy, sometimes to the point where continuing just isn't an option. This spot is also popular for picnics, paddleboarding and boat trips along the river in season, so it can get a bit busier, but it still keeps that calm feel. There's also plenty of wildlife around, which adds to it. For this walk, we took the same route back. It's not circular, just out and back, but around 45 minutes each way. It works really well, especially with a café stop in the middle. This is definitely one of those walks we come back to regularly. It's simple, scenic, and just consistently enjoyable. You've got the animals at the start, open landscapes along the way, the river at the end, and a café with a view, which realistically is all you need. If you're looking for an easy countryside walk with a bit of everything, this one's a solid choice. Just maybe keep an eye on the weather beforehand. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to subscribe to see more of my walking videos. See you later!